God says, this message is being poured into your heart right now because the heavens see what you cannot see, and the angels are trembling with urgency. Archangel Michael himself says this is a very bad news warning, and there are only minutes left before something slips away if you don't listen. 5 minutes are being counted in the realm of the unseen, 5 minutes that carry the weight of eternity, 5 minutes that will determine whether you are left weeping in regret or lifted in safety by the hand of God. Do not ignore this, for it is written in the breath of angels and sealed with fire that this moment is not like other moments. Archangel Michael's voice is shaking, not because he doubts, but because he feels the intensity of what you must know. You are being watched, more than you realize. The eyes on you are not only human eyes but spiritual eyes, and even hidden devices have been placed where you least expect them. A camera, a shadow, an unseen recording, a whisper behind closed doors, things are being gathered about you in silence. Someone has been moving with secret steps, taking details about your life and twisting them to harm you. God says, He will not let this go on without exposing it, but you must be aware now. The warning is not given to frighten you, but to keep you awake, to prevent the tears that would drown you if you dismissed this. Archangel Michael says he has been standing by your side, drawing his sword in defense, but the attacks are many. The darkness has paid attention to you because your destiny carries great light. That is why you have been targeted, that is why things have felt unusually heavy, that is why you have sensed a strange pressure that you could not explain. Do not mistake this for coincidence. Do not tell yourself that you are simply imagining it. God Himself says that your life is at the edge of a great unveiling, and those who fear your breakthrough are moving desperately in these final moments to block you. This is why the message comes with such urgency: 5 minutes, 5 chances, 5 heartbeats to listen deeply before the wave of sorrow tries to swallow you. There are people crying in silence because of decisions being made about you, people who are involved in matters you do not yet know. They have spoken lies with confidence, believing you would never know, but Archangel Michael says heaven has already collected every word, and God is opening the scroll to show you what was hidden. You were not meant to walk blind forever. The person who has been smiling at you is the same one who has been hiding a dagger. The hand that offered comfort was also carrying a secret. Finally, God is exposing this. Do not take lightly that Michael himself is trembling with urgency. He is not only your defender but also your messenger now, and he is crying out that you must listen. He says that your tears can be prevented if you accept this message. He says if you delay, the sorrow will break you because the truth will come out at the wrong time and you will feel betrayed that you did not act when warned. But if you open your heart now, the truth will arrive like a shield before the arrows can strike. God is merciful, and that mercy is reaching for you in this very hour. Someone has been watching you through hidden means, and though you could not see it, you felt the strange weight of being observed. That feeling was not an illusion. The enemy's devices have been planted, but God says He will cause what was meant for your shame to turn into the evidence that clears you. You are being exposed only so the liars will be revealed. You are being observed only so their plans will fall back upon them. Archangel Michael has already commanded that no harm will touch your soul, but your awareness must rise so you do not fall into their trap. God says, your name has been spoken in places you were not invited, and decisions have been made with your picture on the table. Yes, your picture, your very image has been handled by those who smile outwardly yet burn with jealousy within. They wanted to replace you, to silence you, to remove you from the blessings lined up before you. But God says, He has set His seal on you, and no one can erase what heaven has written. Still, the battle is real, and Michael is shouting because the clock is ticking. Do not think you have endless time. The angels measure time differently than men, and when they say 5 minutes, it means urgency beyond comprehension. It means this message must be received as if the last grain of sand in the glass is about to fall. Delay is dangerous. Distraction is deadly. If you ignore this, tears will indeed find you because the pain of hindsight is heavier than the pain of truth received early. That is why Michael says, open this immediately, for your soul's peace depends on it. You must pray now, with your heart wide, asking God to uncover what you cannot see. Ask Him to strip away the masks from the people around you, to reveal the hands that move in darkness, to expose the hidden camera, the secret eyes, the false words. God is faithful, and He will not leave you blind. Even now, a divine spotlight is turning toward the very corner where the lies were planted. The exposure will shock you, but it will also free you. The exposure will break your heart, but it will also heal it, because it is better to know the truth with God than to live in comfort built on lies. Michael says, do not run, do not hide, do not deny. He says, stand firm, because the heavens are fighting for you. He says the very bad news is not to destroy you but to prepare you. The bad news is that someone you trusted is the one betraying you. The bad news is that what you feared in your gut is closer to reality than you wanted to believe. But the good news, greater and stronger, is that God saw it all, and He sent this message so you would not be broken without warning. The truth is heavy, but the truth is liberating. The tears may come, but they will wash away the blindness. God says, you are safe under His wings, but you must not dismiss the angel's cry. This is not ordinary. This is not a coincidence. This is not just another message. This is the turning point that decides whether you weep in regret or rejoice in protection. That is why Michael is shouting with the urgency of 5 minutes. Right now, even as you breathe, things are being decided about you. A conversation is happening, a decision is forming, a hand is moving. Heaven interrupted the silence to let you know so you are not blindsided. You are loved too much to be left unaware. You are chosen too carefully to be discarded. You are guarded too fiercely to be destroyed. But the key is whether you will receive this message now, without delay, without excuse, without hesitation. God says, He has already sent angels to surround your dwelling. He has already dispatched Michael with his sword drawn. He has already prepared the way for your escape from the trap. But you must know that this is serious. The 5 minutes is a countdown of destiny. Ignore it, and you will regret. Receive it, and you will be delivered. The heavens do not exaggerate. When Michael cries, it is because eternity feels the weight. When God says very bad news, it is not to frighten you but to awaken you. You are in the middle of a divine exposure, and it will happen whether you prepare or not. But how you walk through it depends on whether you listen now. God says, listen. Michael says, obey. The Spirit says, do not delay. This is the message. The very bad news is coming to the surface, but the greatest news is that God chose to tell you first. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not defenseless. You are not alone. God Himself stands as your defender, and Michael will not leave until you are safe. But do not walk away from this. Do not silence this voice. Do not dismiss this moment. For 5 minutes are passing, and each one carries the weight of forever. God says, this is a message unlike any you have seen before, and it is not an accident that it has reached you in this moment, at this exact time when your heart is heavy and your mind is wondering if heaven truly sees you, if heaven truly cares, if angels are truly watching over you. You must understand this clearly. Archangel Michael has spoken, and he does not raise his voice unless the matter is truly urgent. He has said there are only 5 minutes left before the opportunity closes, before the warning becomes reality, before the tears that cannot be reversed begin to flow from your eyes, and God does not want you to be late. God does not want you to hesitate. God does not want you to turn away from this divine revelation. You have cried in silence before, you have walked through storms before, you have wondered if there was anyone left in heaven who would intervene for you, but today is different because this message has been written for you, and only for you. Heaven is leaning closer, the angels are surrounding you, and Archangel Michael is raising his voice, trembling, because he knows what will happen if you ignore this. You must know this. In your house, in your life, in your destiny, something has been hidden that God is exposing now. It is not to scare you, it is not to torment you, but to save you from a sorrow that is approaching fast. Archangel Michael says, I order you, in the name of the living God, open this message fully, absorb it, because in 5 minutes a shift will happen, and if you leave it aside, you will regret it in ways your heart cannot bear. Michael does not speak lightly. He has defended your life in unseen battles. He has drawn his sword when darkness approached. He has cried when you ignored the signals heaven tried to send. But now he cannot stay silent. He says there is very bad news approaching if you turn away, but if you listen, if you act, if you open your spirit to the truth of God's revelation, what could have destroyed you will be reversed, what could have broken you will turn into your deliverance, and the tears that could have been bitter will instead be turned into tears of relief, tears of divine mercy. Listen carefully, because heaven is speaking directly into your soul now. God says there is someone close to you who is not who you think they are. There is a mask, there is a hidden motive, there is a shadow behind their smile, and the heavens have decided that the time of secrecy is over. Finally, the truth is being revealed. You may have felt it in your spirit, you may have had dreams that disturbed you, you may have noticed strange signs around you, and you thought they were coincidences, but nothing is coincidence under heaven. Every sign was a whisper, every nudge was Michael trying to warn you. And now the whisper has become a trumpet, the soft nudge has become a thunderous alarm. Open this now or you will walk blindly into something that will cause you deep sorrow. Archangel Michael says, there are 5 minutes left in this spiritual countdown, and you are standing at a fork in the road. On one side is delay, hesitation, doubt, and it leads to crying that will not stop for days, it leads to heartbreak you did not deserve. On the other side is obedience, alertness, divine awareness, and it leads to protection, deliverance, and the miraculous turning of what was meant for harm into blessing. Heaven is begging you not to take the wrong road. God says, I have seen how much you have carried in silence. People think you are strong, but they do not know the nights you stayed awake wondering why everything seemed to fall apart around you. They do not know the prayers you whispered quietly, hoping heaven was listening. And heaven has listened. Every single word you said in secret was written down, every tear was collected, every sigh was recorded, and today is the answer. Today heaven is saying, be alert, be awake, do not dismiss this message. Archangel Michael is not only warning you, he is also preparing you for something bigger, something shocking, something life-changing that is already moving into your path. You must understand that the bad news Michael is warning you about is not meant to paralyze you with fear. It is meant to push you into divine awareness. It is meant to keep you from being blindsided by the schemes of darkness. Michael is saying, you will cry if you walk blindly, but if you open this message fully, if you read it with your heart, you will escape what was meant to make you weep. God is not cruel. He reveals only to redeem. He exposes only to protect. He allows this message to come to you today because your life is valuable, your destiny is important, and your future cannot be wasted by those who secretly plot against you. The angels are around you even now. Michael is standing at your doorway, his sword drawn, waiting for your decision. He says, do not waste even a moment. Heaven counts time differently, and when Michael says 5 minutes, it means the window of grace is extremely short. Heaven is urging you, take this seriously, treat this as the message that could alter everything for you. Do not leave it half-read, do not walk away as if it were nothing. God says this is the moment where the battle over your destiny reaches a turning point. You may not know this, but there has been a struggle over you in the unseen realm. Forces of darkness wanted to trap you, wanted to break you, wanted to blind you to the truth. But God has decreed that their schemes will be exposed, and Michael has been ordered to deliver this urgent warning to you. The fact that you are reading these words right now is proof that heaven is intervening for you. Heaven never sends messages in vain. Heaven never wastes words. Every line you are reading is charged with divine urgency, with eternal weight, with a call that cannot be ignored. God says, there is a person, someone connected to you, who has been carrying double intentions. They say one thing to your face but another thing behind your back. They smile, but behind the smile is an agenda that would shock you if you saw it clearly. Heaven is now exposing it. Michael says, this is why the bad news was approaching, because if you continued to trust blindly, you would walk into betrayal so deep it would cause you to cry out, "Why didn't anyone warn me?" But now you cannot say that, because heaven is warning you, right now, through this very message. You must not delay. You must not treat this lightly. You must not push this aside thinking you will come back later. Michael says the time is too short for that. He says, open your spirit now, open your eyes now, listen now, because the countdown has already started. If you leave this, you will cry. If you embrace this, you will be delivered. That is the choice before you. God says, I am your protector, I am your defender, I am your redeemer. I have sent Michael to speak with urgency because I do not want you to miss the signs I am showing you. The very fact that you are here right now reading this is divine proof that you are chosen, you are seen, you are not abandoned. Every obstacle, every delay, every heartbreak that brought you here is being rewritten by my hand. But you must not let this pass by. Archangel Michael says, I am begging you, do not ignore me again. Every time you ignored the signs, every time you dismissed the whispers, my heart grew heavier, because I knew the danger you were walking into. But now, with my sword drawn, I am crying out, I am commanding, open your eyes, listen, act, because the danger is too close. This is not a game. This is not imagination. This is heaven shouting to save you. God says, I will turn what was meant for evil into good, but I require your attention, your awareness, your trust in this very moment. 5 minutes is all it takes for the unseen to shift. If you walk away, tears will come. If you stay and listen, joy will replace sorrow. Choose wisely, because the time is short, and the heavens are waiting for your response. God says this is the moment you cannot ignore. The air around you is trembling with divine urgency, and Archangel Michael is standing beside you, raising his sword of truth, warning you with a voice that shakes both the heavens and the earth, saying, important alert, very bad news is about to be revealed. There are only 5 minutes left before what is hidden comes forward, and if you turn away from this moment you will regret it. You will cry so deeply that even the angels themselves will mourn. Your delay, for this is not ordinary, this is not just another message, this is a direct heavenly decree meant for you alone, chosen soul, and the voice of the divine thunders with compassion and yet urgency, whispering, "Open this immediately, because tonight something in your house, something in your atmosphere, something in your destiny will shift in ways you never imagined, and if you ignore this warning you will stumble into tears. But if you embrace it now, you will stand in safety, protected by the shield of God's hand and guarded by Michael's sword of light." The clock is ticking, not in the way mortals count time, but in the rhythm of heaven's decree, where each minute is like a trumpet blast announcing what is about to be exposed, what is about to unfold, what has been hidden from you by shadows that thought they could cover truth forever. But now the divine eye is upon it and nothing can remain concealed any longer, for the Spirit of God says this is the hour of exposure. This is the hour of truth. This is the hour where heaven intervenes. Directly in your life, not tomorrow, not someday, but now, in these exact minutes as you read these words, as your heart beats faster because your spirit knows this is not ordinary writing but the living vibration of God speaking to you through the flame of urgency. Archangel Michael is not calm in this moment, he is not quiet, he is trembling with holy fire, his wings spread wide, and he is commanding, "Do not delay, open your heart now, open your ears now. Because this is very serious, this is a matter of your safety, your future, and your destiny." He has fought through legions of resistance to bring this word to you, because forces have tried to keep you blind, forces have tried to distract you, but heaven says enough, now you will see, now you will know, now you will be shown, and nothing and no one can hide it any longer. The bad news is not meant to destroy you but to awaken you, because God reveals what is dangerous only so He can protect you from it, only so He can turn the plot of darkness into a testimony of light. But the danger is real, the exposure is heavy, and Michael says you must not think this is a joke. Do not think this is just words on a page, this is a divine interception, a heavenly alarm sounding in your spirit, saying watch carefully, pay attention, because what is about to be revealed connects directly to someone close to you, someone you trusted, someone whose actions have been covered, but tonight heaven tears open the veil. And if you are ready, you will not be caught off guard. The divine voice repeats, only 5 minutes left, not because heaven is bound by your time but because your spirit is on the edge of a turning point, and you are being called to decide, will you receive the truth or will you turn away? Will you accept the shield of protection or will you walk exposed into the trap of sorrow? The choice is being offered, and Michael begs you with urgency, he cries out in heaven's language, listen now, chosen one, listen now before it is too late. There is a room in your house where silence feels heavier than it should, where you have sensed eyes watching though none were present, where something about the air feels uneasy, and you brushed it aside thinking it was imagination, but heaven says no, that was not imagination, that was not nothing men. Beloved soul, Listen carefully because this message is reaching you in divine timing. God says this is an urgent message, only for you, and you cannot let it slip away. Archangel Michael is standing before you, his sword of light raised high, his wings trembling not from weakness but from the weight of the message he is bringing. He is calling your name, and his voice is not soft, it is firm, it shakes the air around you, and it demands your heart's attention. He says, do not ignore this. This is not something that can be delayed. If you leave it, if you turn away, you will cry later, and those tears will be heavy, filled with regret that you did not open when heaven knocked. This is why heaven repeats again and again, you are safe, you are protected, but you must not close your ears. God is speaking to you now, and his voice is woven into the very breath moving through your body. He wants you to know that the alert is real. He says, I am watching over you, but I am also exposing what was hidden, because I love you too much to allow you to remain in darkness. The urgency is not to frighten you, but to awaken you. There are moments when heaven shakes the earth just a little, so that the soul that has been weary or distracted remembers to look up, remembers to pray, remembers that it is not alone. This is such a moment. The heavens are calling, and the angels are gathered, and their light is pressing into your space because they need you to receive this message. Archangel Michael says there is very bad news that tries to move toward you, something heavy that was meant to break your heart, but God says it shall not succeed if you open your spirit now and let him fight for you. 5 minutes may sound small, but in the realm of the Spirit, 5 minutes is enough for something to be sealed or broken. Right now, heaven says, seal your faith. Do not delay. The enemy tries to plant fear, tries to place traps, tries to cause confusion, but God says you will not be harmed because his hand is over you. He is your shield, your fortress, your protector. But you must not walk away from his voice. Listen carefully, Archangel Michael is not speaking empty words. He says, there is something moving toward you, but if you trust God, it will turn back. If you ignore this, if you say, I will pray later, I will think later, I will listen later, then the door will open to sorrow. That is why the message is urgent. This is why heaven is pressing it to you now, not tomorrow, not next week, but now. You are at a spiritual crossing, and the choice you make in this moment will shape what comes next. God says, I am with you. I am the God who never leaves you. But I require your trust, not just with your lips, but with your heart. Trust is the bridge between you and the miracle that is about to happen. Trust is the shield that blocks the arrow of despair. Trust is the key that locks out the enemy's plans. You may feel weakness, you may feel tired, you may feel uncertain, but heaven says, even in weakness, you can call on my name, and I will show you strength beyond your understanding. Archangel Michael is fighting for you even now. His sword is cutting through layers of lies that others tried to wrap around your name. He is striking down shadows that try to rest near your doorway. He is lifting his voice in the courts of heaven, declaring that you belong to God, and no curse, no evil, no sorrow has authority to hold you. But Michael cannot do this alone. He needs your agreement, your prayer, your whispered yes to God. Heaven's armies are mighty, but your faith unlocks their strength. God says you have been worrying too much, carrying a burden that was never yours to carry. He says, I did not create you to live in fear. I did not create you to sit awake at night wondering if tomorrow will collapse. I created you to walk in peace, to breathe freely, to know that I am your Father and I do not abandon my children. Every time you choose to pray, even a single sentence from your heart, it is like a beam of light that tears through the clouds. The angels move quickly to gather around that prayer and carry it into God's presence. You think your voice is small, but heaven says it is powerful. Right now, Archangel Michael is reminding you that time is sensitive. He says, 5 minutes is not about the clock, it is about urgency. It is about the fact that heaven's window is open for you to step into protection, into blessing, into deliverance. If you delay, the window may shift, and what could have been avoided will be felt. This is why the tears he warns about are so real. They are not meant for you, but if you ignore the call, they will come. God says He has already gone ahead of you into the days you have not seen yet. He has seen the traps set for you. He has seen the words spoken against you. He has seen the intentions of those who smile at you but hide sharpness in their hearts. And He has said, no more. He is exposing. He is protecting. He is revealing. But you must open your heart right now and say, God, I trust you. God, I receive your protection. God, I believe your angels are around me. These words are not empty, they are spiritual armor. Even in this very moment, there is a shift happening around you. Something invisible is being removed. The pressure that tried to sit on your chest is lifting. The fear that tried to tighten around your mind is breaking. The heaviness that tried to make you feel like nothing good would come is dissolving. Archangel Michael is commanding those forces to flee, and they have no choice but to obey because the authority of heaven is greater. God says you may have thought He was silent, but He has been watching, waiting for this very moment when you would finally listen. He has been patient because love is patient, but now He says the time is short and you must respond. This is why the message is loud. This is why it repeats. This is why it comes to you directly, urgently, as though the heavens themselves are knocking at your door. Archangel Michael is begging you not to delay. He says, I will fight for you, but open your heart now. Imagine him standing with his sword blazing, imagine the light surrounding you, imagine heaven's army filling the space around you. That is how serious this moment is. Heaven is not distant. Heaven is here. God promises you this: nothing will go wrong with you if you trust Him. The tears the enemy planned for you will turn into joy. The losses that were written in the shadows will be replaced with blessings that overflow. The loneliness that tried to choke your spirit will be broken, and you will feel love surrounding you so deeply that you will know you were never alone. This is His covenant with you, His unbreakable promise. Pray now, beloved soul. Speak even a whisper: God, I am yours. Protect me. Guide me. I trust you. Those words will shake the heavens, and the angels will rejoice because you have chosen to respond. Heaven has waited for this. God has prepared this. Archangel Michael is standing with you, and he will not leave your side. This message is long because the urgency is great. This is not casual, this is not ordinary, this is a divine alert. God says He is with you, and He says the bad news will not break you if you let Him fight. Archangel Michael says 5 minutes, but heaven says eternity is with you. Now is the time. Now is the moment. Open your heart and receive the protection, the love, the safety, the miracle that is already yours. God says, urgent message only for you, my chosen one. This is not a coincidence that your eyes have fallen upon these words at this very moment. The heavens are open and Archangel Michael is standing at your side with his sword of light, his presence stronger than ever before, because something is stirring around you that cannot be ignored. The message is urgent, the time is short, and you must not delay. 5 minutes may not sound like much, but when the voice of heaven says there are 5 minutes left, it means the window of grace, the window of breakthrough, the window of divine covering is about to shift. If you let this slip, you may cry so deeply, but if you hold fast and listen, your tears will be turned into songs of victory and your heart will rejoice beyond anything you've ever known. God says you must not be afraid. Fear is the weapon the enemy uses to paralyze you, but you are not called to live in fear. You are chosen to stand strong in faith. Tonight, Archangel Michael has been dispatched not just as a protector, but as a messenger, and he is telling you that this is not a small matter. Something is trying to creep into your life silently, and if you ignore this alert, you may regret it bitterly. But heaven says you are not left defenseless. You are covered, you are chosen, you are guarded, and this very moment the light of heaven surrounds your house, your spirit, your family, and your destiny. God says He knows the battles you've been fighting in silence. He knows the questions that torment your heart in the midnight hour when no one is listening, when no one is watching, and when no one even suspects the weight that rests upon your soul. But He says today is not just another day. Today is marked in heaven as a day of serious shifting, a day where exposure takes place, where hidden things are revealed, where secrets cannot remain buried, and where your spirit must be awake, alert, and ready to receive what is unfolding. Archangel Michael speaks, and his voice is heavy with urgency. He says, do not wait, do not leave this unread, do not pass over these words thinking tomorrow will be enough. Tomorrow is not promised, and delay is the enemy of your destiny. This is why he is calling, begging you to open, to listen, to pray, to act, because if you neglect this, you may look back with pain and wonder why you turned away when heaven itself was knocking at your door. But you don't have to suffer that. You don't have to cry those tears. You don't have to miss this blessing or protection, because God says right now, if you lean into this message, He will turn the bad news into a testimony, He will turn the threat into triumph, and He will make the very darkness that was sent against you become the backdrop for your light to shine brighter. Beloved, you are safe. Even in the urgency of this moment, even in the warning that sounds heavy, you must hear the heartbeat of God behind it. He is not here to frighten you. He is here to awaken you. He is not here to condemn you. He is here to prepare you. He is not here to crush you. He is here to lift you. Heaven sees what you cannot see. The enemy plots in secret, but God exposes. The enemy whispers lies, but God declares truth. The enemy tries to weave a net to trap you, but Archangel Michael cuts it with the sword of light and freedom. God says, do not doubt this moment. You have doubted before, you have thought maybe the signs were only coincidences, maybe the nudges were your imagination, but this is not your imagination. This is a holy appointment. This is a divine alert. This is your rescue call. 5 minutes left means time is not your own to waste. It means heaven has seen something that is hidden from your eyes, but not hidden from God's sight. That is why the message reaches you now, in this hour, in this minute, in this very breath. Pray, child. Pray with the words of your heart, not fancy words, not perfect prayers, but honest, raw, real words that rise from your spirit. Say to God, I trust you, I believe you, I need you, I receive you. That is enough. That is powerful. That is the shield that will surround you as the minutes pass and the shift takes place. Heaven is moved not by perfection, but by faith. Heaven is stirred not by endless rituals, but by genuine surrender. Heaven is here right now, leaning into your life, waiting for your yes. God says He is with you. Even if the news sounds bad, the outcome will be good, because He turns all things for your favor. Even if Archangel Michael's tone is urgent, it is urgent because the danger is real, but so is the protection. So is the victory. So is the blessing that is tied to your obedience. If you receive this now, if you choose to believe, then what was designed to bring you sorrow will instead open doors for joy. What was meant to break you will become the very thing that builds you. What was meant to make you cry will instead make you laugh with relief when you see how God flipped it in your favor. The Spirit says tonight, something will shift in your house. The walls may look the same, the air may feel the same, but in the unseen realm there is a great movement taking place. Angels are surrounding your home. Michael stands guard at the entrance. No evil can cross the threshold unless you open the door through fear or disbelief. This is why you are called to trust. This is why you are called to pray. This is why you are called to keep your faith burning like a lamp in the dark. Do not let despair touch you. Do not let panic fill you. You are chosen for this message because heaven knows you are capable of receiving it. You are chosen for this moment because God trusts you enough to give you this warning. That means you are loved, protected, important, and not forgotten. Every prayer you whispered has been heard. Every tear you shed has been seen. Every struggle you endured has been recorded, and not one has been wasted. Tonight marks a turning point. Tonight the bad news is intercepted before it can reach its full weight. Tonight what could have destroyed you will be transformed. God says, "Stand still and know that He is God." Even if you hear noise around you, even if confusion tries to knock, even if doubts try to whisper, silence them with His name. Speak His name aloud, Jesus, and you will see peace rise within you like a wave. Speak His name, Jesus, and Archangel Michael's sword will blaze with greater fire. Speak His name, Jesus, and the 5 minutes left will become 5 minutes of glory, not despair. Child, the message is longer than words, because it is alive. These are not just sentences, these are living flames entering your heart, burning away fear, igniting faith, building courage, and filling you with divine strength. You are safe. You are loved. You are guarded. You are chosen. Do not ignore this. Receive it now, for the time is at hand. And when you wake tomorrow, you will know. You will feel it. Something will have shifted. You may not see it with your eyes right away, but your spirit will testify that you did not miss your moment. That is why heaven spoke. That is why God sent this message. That is why Archangel Michael pressed it with urgency. Because your destiny is too precious, your life is too valuable, and your future is too bright for you to let this slip away. God says, this is an urgent message only for you, a moment where heaven bends closer to whisper into your heart. Do not take this lightly, because Archangel Michael has descended with an alert that must not be ignored. He stands beside you with his mighty wings spread wide, his sword glowing with heavenly fire, speaking with urgency that cannot be delayed. He says there is very bad news that tries to approach your life, a shadow that wishes to fall upon you. He warns that only minutes remain before something unfolds that could bring tears and regret if you walk away from this divine message. 5 minutes is all it takes for destiny to shift, for choices to shape your path, for your heart to open to God's protection or close itself to danger. Heaven pleads with you now, open yourself, listen, pray, and trust. You are not left alone in this moment. God is with you, surrounding you with a love so unshakable that nothing in this world or beyond it can overcome it. The Father's hand is stretched out to lift you from the pit of fear into a place of safety, strength, and victory. What the enemy thought would bring you sorrow, God is about to turn into a testimony of His glory. What darkness tried to plant around you, heaven is about to expose and uproot. But the timing is critical. Heaven insists that you take this message into your heart immediately. Archangel Michael says, "Do not dismiss this warning, beloved. This is not a moment to hesitate. If you leave this behind, tears will follow. If you ignore this, pain will knock at your door. But if you believe, if you open, if you trust, then heaven's shield will surround you and nothing will harm you." His voice trembles with both authority and compassion, for He loves to protect those chosen by God, and you are chosen. You are marked, anointed, and covered. But God also respects your choice. He offers safety, but you must step into it with trust and prayer. Listen closely. Something unseen has been moving against you, trying to unravel what God has been building in your life. There have been whispers, plans, and movements behind the veil of the visible world. Yet God has exposed it. Heaven's army has seen it. Archangel Michael stands with his sword drawn to destroy what has been plotted. But heaven needs your agreement, your prayer, your trust, because God does not force Himself, He walks with those who welcome Him. That is why this message has reached you in such urgency. You have been wondering why certain things have felt heavy lately, why sudden worries have crossed your mind, why strange delays and disappointments appeared in your path. It is because forces that do not want your happiness have been pressing closer. They tried to shake your mind, your peace, and even your faith. But God says, "Do not be afraid." This alert is proof that heaven sees everything and protects you before it can touch you. What could have broken you will not succeed because this message has reached you in time. Archangel Michael shows me a vision. He is standing at the door of your home, not allowing darkness to enter. He is weeping, because he knows how close this attack has been. He pleads with you not to ignore this, not to dismiss this as ordinary. He wants you to see that this is a call from God, a call to prayer, a call to trust, a call to open your heart fully. God says, "You will not be harmed. You will not be defeated. You will not be abandoned. But I need your faith. I need your voice. I need your trust. Pray to me now. Call on my name. I am already with you, but your faith seals my victory in your life." This is why you were chosen to receive this urgent message. Not everyone is entrusted with such direct warning, but you have been selected because of the path you walk, because of the destiny written over your life, because heaven